Some objects just feel different. Over time, through trial and faith, they become so much more than what they're made of. They seem to absorb the hopes, the fears, and the prayers of generations, transforming from simple clay or metal into something sacred. Today, we're going to trace the epic story, the legend, of one such object, the Phra Yad Thong.
It really all starts with this one question, doesn't it? When you look at an object like this, what power does it actually hold? What kind of incredible journey could possibly turn this into a vessel for the very spirit of a nation? Well, believe it or not, our story doesn't begin in the golden kingdoms of Siam. No, it starts thousands of miles away in the ancient, sacred dust of India.
So, let's journey back in time, way back, to the very heartland of Buddhism itself, because it's here that the first tiny seed of this entire legend was planted. And it wasn't a magnificent golden amulet. It was a humble, simple tablet of hand-pressed clay.
In the very beginning, there was something called the Phra Pim. Now, for pilgrims traveling to the holy sites where the Buddha himself once walked, these little tablets were so much more than just a souvenir. Think of it. They were a physical piece of that sacred ground, a way to carry the echo of enlightenment, the very essence of that holy place, back home with you.
And right here, this is where we see this incredible evolution take place. At first, these tablets just used symbols, the Dharma wheel, maybe a stupa. But then, as cultures began to mingle, and this is fascinating, particularly with influence from the Greeks, something profound happened. For the first time, faith was given a face. The image of the Buddha himself started to appear, and that one change transformed a personal reminder into a universal icon that people could truly venerate.
Of course, just like the faith it represented, this sacred tradition didn't stay in one place. It traveled with monks, with merchants. It crossed vast oceans on a spiritual tide, all the way to the fertile shores of Southeast Asia, a land the ancients called Suvarna Bhumi, the land of gold.
And as the Phra Pim arrived in this new land, it was completely reborn, time and time again. As it passed through the Dvaravati kingdom, it was infused with the pure Theravada creed. With the great maritime empire of Sri Vijaya, it absorbed Mahayana mysticism. Sometimes, its clay was even mixed with the actual ashes of enlightened masters. The incredible Khmer artistry of Lopburi gave it a new sense of grandeur, until finally, in Sukhothai, it reached this sublime new height of flowing, serene elegance. Just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got the Dvaravati style. It's strong, it's direct. And on the right, the Sri Vijaya style is so intricate, reflecting a whole different philosophy. So you see, the amulet didn't just arrive here, it assimilated. It literally absorbed the soul of each kingdom, becoming a perfect mirror of its people and their unique faith.
But the amulet's greatest, most profound transformation was still to come. And this time, it wouldn't be forged in a peaceful monastery, but in the crucible of a kingdom's fire. We now enter the epic, legendary era of the Ayutthaya kingdom, a time of constant, brutal warfare, where the amulet's very purpose would be reforged in the heat of battle.
The Ayutthaya period. 4 centuries of unimaginable power, breathtaking artistry, and almost ceaseless conflict.
And in an era like this, an era of great wars, a simple memento of a peaceful pilgrimage, well, it's just not enough anymore. The people, the soldiers, the kings themselves, they needed something more. They needed a divine shield, a tangible symbol of protection to carry with them into the storm of battle.
And so, the Phra Yod Thong was born. The name itself means the amulet of the battle standard. Its design is unique, with that little peg at the base, and it served this single, awe-inspiring purpose, to be mounted high atop the army's main flag. It was no longer just a personal amulet. It was now the spiritual guardian of an entire army, a shining beacon of divine protection for every single soldier on that field.
Now, if you're going to create something to serve as the very soul of an army, it has to be made from materials that are worthy of the gods. And the legend of the Phra Yod Thong is absolutely inseparable from the legend of the sacred gold from which it was cast. I mean, just stop and think about the sheer scale of this belief. The old chronicles tell us that 2,000 men were sent on a royal quest for a very specific type of gold, thong no pakao. This was gold believed to be so pure, so naturally perfect, that it was sacred all by itself. This wasn't just metal, this was a divine substance, fit for a truly divine purpose.
And this isn't just some beautiful legend. Modern scientific analysis actually backs this up. It confirms the incredible devotion of these ancient artisans, with some genuine Ayutthaya-era amulets showing a gold content of over 71%. So this quest for purity, it was real. It was a testament to the absolute sanctity of the object they were creating.
But for the real experts, the people who can read these objects like a book, the true story, the undeniable proof of its ancient origins, it isn't in its gleaming golden face. It's in the small, often overlooked details of how it was made. It's in its very foundation.
This is so cool. That little peg at the base, the duway, it's like a fingerprint of time itself. Back in ancient Ayutthaya, each amulet was sculpted individually from wax, one by one. The artisan would hold it by this little peg while they carved all the fine details, and in the process, they'd often flatten it or make it kind of squarish. There are no side seams. But a modern piece, it's cast in a mold, so it has a perfectly round sprue, and you can usually find those telltale seams. In a way, the imperfection is the ultimate signature of authenticity.
The great wars of Ayutthaya, they've long since faded into the pages of history. But the Phra Yad Tong, born from those very fires, endures. Of course, its role has evolved, but its sacred legacy continues to shine just as brightly in the hearts of the Thai people today.
From the very top of a battle standard, it's moved into our homes and into our hearts. Today, it's a treasured family heirloom that connects a child to their great-great-grandparents. It's a sacred object for personal prayer. It's a priceless piece of national history. But above all, it remains this unbroken, tangible link to centuries upon centuries of unwavering faith.
Just look, when you see it this close, you can see the soft, warm glow of ancient gold. You can see the delicate marks left by the artisan's tools, the beautiful patina of time itself. In this one single object, you can literally feel the weight of history, of pilgrims and kings, of soldiers and monks, and of a faith that has weathered all the ages.
The gold, of course, is precious. It's a treasure by any measure. But when you follow its incredible journey from a humble piece of clay to a king's sacred standard, it makes you wonder. Maybe the real treasure, the one thing that truly endures forever, isn't the metal at all, but the undying faith that gives it all its meaning.